Hey, I'm back, everybody. Let's do some news AF. You ready?
Wow.
Oh my
Rob,
God, I
you were
forgot
gone. You were gone for so long.
I know.
No.
Well, you were gone for so long too.
I was gone for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
I'm always
Danny,
here.
when are you gonna leave?
The rock.
The constant.
yeah.
The lighthouse in the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Me.
Yeah, I forgot to put the news AF background back on. You like this one or you like this one?
Let me see.
Like the one with the globe.
I like the globe.
The globe one.
Yeah.
Okay, just
Because
mix
we
it
are a
up.
global institution.
Yeah.
Yes, that me and Danny are floating over the earth, and Tyson is in the earth,
Grounded.
very
Yes.
metaphorically.
Attached to reality.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob, I have to say, you are looking skinny.
Skinny. I think it's just
Yeah.
the camera is further away.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that
could
the
just
trick?
could just be that. If I was like got closer to the camera, it's like, Rob, did you gain weight? Mm-hmm.
It would be very telling. But yeah, it's good to have you back, Rob. I missed you.
Yes, I missed you both very much. Yeah, the irony is that Danny and Tyson are supposed to go after they die to be put into space.
Yeah,
like you two
that's
should
right.
be in orbit. I
That'd be
should be just watching from below.
You want to
Sure,
join
why
us
not?
in that? Or do you
Yeah,
still
why
want-
not?
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to be in a sarcophagus with your entire family.
My wife was asking me,
The
where do you want to be
orbital flesh
buried
angle.
recently? This is not even in the show. This is the pre-show. My wife was asking me, like, so where should we be buried? I said, our kids aren't going to come visit us. I said, if I'm lucky, maybe some of the podcast listeners will come and visit my grave.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
But flowers.
Yeah.
Maybe
She's like, well,
it's
what
like
about me? Like, they'll want to see you also.
Yeah. What about a John Lennon type scenario? Memorial in the central, is that Central
Like
Park?
if I
Lori?
get like assassinated in the street, that people will come and put like flowers on like
Where
where
you
I
were
got like gunned
assassinated, that's
down by like a disgruntled like Big Brother contestant that I made fun of.
Yeah, but you could have, it could be, I mean, it doesn't have to be that exact situation. I'm just saying the adoration and respect of daily people putting flowers on you.
Yeah.
I do think that getting shot up into space would be awesome and should be our goal. But if not, just fucking cremate me. And you can do it like on that big. Did you watch that Netflix documentary where the guy was cremating like 200 bodies at a time and just shoving
No,
it? I don't care if I'm
hold
in the
that thought because
mix.
we do have some cremation stories in this
Okay.
podcast. So let's turn on the podcast for
Okay.
real. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of July 8th, 2025 here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, that's right. We are all back together here live for the first time in weeks on News AF, and we are ready to celebrate here our big reunion show as we welcome in Father Nature, pickleball's top influencer. Here he is. It's Tyson Apostol. Tyson, how are you?
I'm good. I've been around. I know that you gave me a lot of energy there because we have missed each other and haven't seen each other. But I've been here with Danny the last, 2 weeks. I think we did 2 weeks solo without you, Rob. And so
Well, we did 2 weeks solo without you.
Yeah. So
The one constant thing, like the sun.
Mhm.
yes,
Me.
yes, Danny, all forever and always, ever
Rising
true.
in the east, setting in the west, every morning and night.
Yes,
I'm
and
here.
except for when you're on an adventure.
Yeah, then the sun is rising in the south and setting in the north.
Yeah,
But it's still there.
Mhm.
it's usually still there. Once in a while, he's not. But you are right, Danny. Have been our rock through these tumultuous times.
Mhm.
These trying times.
These trying times, and we've all come back together. And I'm mostly normal again, Rob. And I hope that
good.
you're the same. Yeah, mostly. It is so
Yeah.
weird. And I can say this, I think, going on a show, you have to emotionally detach from everything and from the human experience. And then coming back home, you have to reattach emotionally. And that's a little bit of an exercise. I
Yeah.
can't imagine doing that 3 or 4 times a year and coming out normal.
Well,
And
And Tyson,
Yeah.
you've done so many shows. There's like, I think because I think the first time you do a show, I think it goes and it melts your brain and you're like really different. But when you have done multiple shows, it is weird. Like that, I kind of feel like I was here, then I was not here, and then I'm back here. And it's like, did I have it? Was that a dream?
Mm.
No, that's how I feel too.
Tyson
Like,
has show mode. He can just turn on.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do, but also like I realized when I was out there that the older I get, the less people I like.
I think that's natural.
And plus the show I was on, it was like, let's pick the biggest assholes from every show.
That's kind of the concept of the show.
And I was like, it's weird that it's just like 10 assholes and Tyson. Like what?
You're the outlier.
Yeah, I'm the outlier. So anyways, yeah. Hopefully you've readjusted, Rob, and if you haven't, you'll get there.
Yeah.
And I hope I get there too someday.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, things are good. I'm in Utah. I'm in this swanky luxury development called Velvet.
Fancy name. That does sound swanky.
And it's fully automated house. It has its own robot massage table. It has multiple steam rooms that can fit large parties. It has a big sauna. It has like 5 decks on it. It has
I'd love to go to a steam party.
An ice bath. You can.
Why can't every room be a steam room? Kitchen, just get a nice steam on while you're making dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. A big old steam.
Oh, get my steam on.
Yeah. So it's been good. And I've been getting well. And it's motivated me to get well-er. Because I've been doing some content shirtless because, Steve.
Wow.
So I was like, I should do more adventures with Danny, and then that would probably give me a 6-pack.
Oh, without a doubt, dude. That's like half of my time is spent generating 6-packs. Like off screen.
The 6-pack generator.
Yeah, a 6-pack generator. I'm like, hey, assemble the abdominizer now that the camera's off. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Okay, go back to the adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody's asking about the robot massage table.
Naturally.
So I think it's still on the story on Instagram. I'll be posting more about it. But essentially, you lay down. You have to dress in this gray jumpsuit. It only recognizes.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
A gray jumpsuit.
So they have and they're skin tight because you want them tight for the massage. So you have there's like 100 of them down there, brand new. No, brand new. Danny, if you came and visited, we'd pull out a brand new gray jumpsuit. I would have
put on a slimy gray jumpsuit to get my robot massage. That's not what I envisioned.
It's a brand new suit.
Fine. Yeah. It's just weird I have to wear a jumpsuit to get a massage.
And you lay down. Well, it's like long johns. It's like a top and a bottom, but it's skin tight.
That doesn't sell it any better.
So then you lay down, and then there's this screen under your face.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you lay face down, and then you adjust all the measurements, like your neck length. You
change things with your nose.
No, you touch the touch screen.
Okay.
And then however, to get the table to fit you perfectly, and then you push start, and it's like measuring body, and it's like we'll take pictures, scan your body, and then
it's taking pictures of me in my long johns.
It's scanning your body
to use later.
Well, then it shows you the shape of your body on the screen, and it's not flattering.
No, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, nobody.
It's like those TSA X-ray machines.
Nobody wants to see that. Yeah, so you look at that and you're like, oh, that's what people see when they're walking behind me. I don't. Oh, God damn it. So then it's like starts massage, and it's like these smooth, like rounded triangle heads.
Just hammering away.
And they come down. No, it's like hot stone. It's like
smooth. Dude, a hot stone robot massage in long johns?
Yes.
This is sounding great.
I would say it's way, way, way better than a massage chair, but not quite as good as oil on skin. Like if you're getting a real massage from a real massage therapist, that's probably like, let's say like a really good masseuse is a 10 out of 10. This robot massage is maybe like 6 or a 7, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good still. Like Rachel was like, if I had one of these, I would use it every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it only does back though, so you can't do a happy ending or anything, Rob. I know what you were thinking.
Yeah, well, I think once you take the jumpsuit off, I think it stops, right?
Yeah, once you take the jumpsuit off, but even like an over the jeans, over the
Yeah, I
pants,
guess so.
handy.
That's to protect the robot
You
from
can't.
anything it doesn't want to do. It's like the long
It-
johns, like, please put your long johns back on.
It
We're not
only
gonna
does
continue.
backs. It only does backs right now. So like
Okay.
there's no option to do anything on the front. It won't get your quads. It won't get your pecs. It won't get your.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Won't get my pecs.
I mean, what else does a massage? I've had massage therapists.
Calves. What about legs? That's an important.
It doesn't do calves. It does hamstrings and glutes and lower back and upper back. Those are the 4 zones.
Hamstrings, glutes
Okay.
with my hot stones.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I mean,
There you go.
it's weird.
Are you
but
convinced, Danny? Are you going to buy?
He'd try it. You don't want to buy. I looked the price up.
Probably so.
Rent?
You don't want
No.
to rent. No, you don't rent robot masseuse.
What I could find is the licensing fee was over $80,000 a year, but that's
Wow.
for spas and stuff. So I'm assuming that they had like 20 massage tables in a row and something like that. But the licensing, so I'm assuming this community has the option if you want to put one of these in your house and then they pay the licensing fee or something like that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll start saving.
All right.
Or just be friends with a masseuse.
Yeah.
So,
Human.
yeah. That's
If
it.
you're friends with a masseuse, though, I feel like it's
You don't want to abuse that.
It's the Jerry
yeah.
Seinfeld, the Jerry
Yeah.
Seinfeld conundrum.
And remember, now your friend, your masseuse friend, is seeing your back in all of its lumpy glory.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it does like it can feel you. So like when
Oh.
it feels like knots in your back, it targets those more.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I bet it
So,
feels you.
All right.
yeah.
Well, of course, the constant Danny Bryson is here with us. Also, Danny, how are you?
Oh, always here and ready. There's a
All
crackle in
right.
the air, though. Now that the three of us are together, we're like one of those superheroes where all the pieces assemble to create one giant piece.
hmm
Voltron, I think.
Yes, it
I've
is.
I've
Voltron.
used the Voltron example before.
I use it all
Now-
the time too. Whenever
yeah,
I
now-
hit paddles with somebody playing pickleball, I'm like, oh, we just super paddled.
Now
Yeah.
we're ready to cut a monster in half
Exactly.
with our Voltron sword. That's how I feel
Yes.
right now this morning. Like,
Nice.
we've assembled the sword and we're ready to cut the news in half.
Yeah. It's like we're stackable furniture all stacked on
Yes,
top of each other.
right? Those bins that stack on top.
Yes.
Super bin has been assembled.
Super bin is ready to go. Okay. And
Rob,
Danny,
how
how
are
have you
you?
been?
Oh,
to Danny
man.
more.
Guys, 4th of July, no one lost any
Mm.
fingers. So
Yeah.
it was a success.
Dude, I didn't
fires
even
were
see any
started.
fireworks.
You did it?
Really?
Yeah.
There were so many. It was out of control here.
I
It
was at
like a war
Rachel's-
zone.
I was at Rachel's family reunion and we were at Bryan Head and it was so chilly and they did fireworks up at the resort, but there were so many
that's right. You
people.
can't. That's too dangerous.
There were so many people. I was like, I'm not going up there. So I went up there during the day, ran the kids around at all the activities, but went back to the lodge at night and was like, the kids there, unless you have been selling them on fireworks for weeks leading up to it, they don't care.
Yeah.
It was out of control here. I mean, it was basically just nonstop.
Dude, I
Explosion.
saw a video of Utah County online, a pan from like up high somewhere, and it was literally every neighborhood had a full aerial
Oh, yeah.
show.
I'm like
Go.
$1,500 being burned away in like 10 minutes. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, $15 trillion.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, you're right. The whole valley,
The whole
probably
valley.
$1 trillion in fireworks.
Yes.
The whole thing was, we're lucky that it didn't start a fire. I
$1
did watch
trillion of fireworks?
Oh, easily.
Dude,
$1 trillion Ugandan dollars in
It's-
fireworks.
It was this. I'll have to see if I can find this video. It was literally houses suburbs as far as you could see in every direction. And it just did this pan across and every single like teeny little area just had aerials going off. And it was-
Boom. Dude,
yeah.
they're so loud. They're like artillery rounds. Just boom, boom. All
it's
until like
insane.
11:30 at night, maybe 12 at night. It was just never ending
yeah.
mayhem with zero fires, which
Mhm.
was surprising. I watched several large sparks descend into bushes, and
Yes.
you're like, wow, no fires. I just waited for
Yeah.
the fires to erupt. They never came.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Goodness.
Well, for our audience, if everything goes well today, stay tuned for later on in this hour. Danny Bryson will give you his first thoughts on the Big Brother 27 cast.
Yes, these are at the end.
Oh, full roundup on all
Okay.
the people.
Who's the polarizing figure? Did we figure that out?
No, they didn't announce it yet. It's a mystery.
Okay. Well, Danny knows. So
Danny knows. It could be Danny. But Danny's not polarizing. He's universally beloved.
You like the sun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like the sun.
Dude, the sun in Arizona at about August, you could never see it again. And
you wish you could shoot it down with a giant missile.
Oh, we've tried, dude. It's like even just looking at it hurts your skin. Like from you look out the window and it's sunny, you're like, oh, my skin hurts.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. So let's get into some news stories. I've been itching to talk some news AF, and let's come back with a banger. How about this? A woman went to Reddit to report that the TSA flagged her groin area during a security check, and she had no metal, no piercings or anything, and they believe that the issue, the TSA's millimeter wave scanners, they detect moisture from sweat, which can trigger false alarm. They're attributing the issue to swamp crotch.
Swamp crotch, false alarms.
I've never heard that before, and also I feel like I've traveled with swamp crotch,
right? Yeah, at least sweaty pits, at least.
No,
me.
You,
like, when you're running around with all the kids carrying like 2 on your shoulders plus all the baggage.
I always get flagged for my chain, like every time, but I just walk through and then I just lift it up and they're like, yep, that was on your chest. And so it's not a big deal. But swamp crotch, man, do they have a picture of this lady? Were you going to show us a picture?
Yeah, I wasn't going to show you I was going to show you the article.
Only one. People responded that they have also been flagged and been told that it was swamp crotch.
Well, so is that the place to smuggle then? To just like line, just the bricks of cocaine or whatever, and then walk through?
No, because they're flagging it, even if you don't have that.
Yeah, but are they pulling your pants down and looking at your privates after, or are you just
being like,
I'm sweaty? I'm just sweaty.
So you think that you have like a brick of cocaine and you can just say that, hey, this is, well, first off, the cocaine isn't really setting up the metal detector.
Yeah, no. So what happens is you go through and it's like, blah, 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 and they're like, just a second. They're like, yo, Merv, we need a dude over here to check this guy out.
Pat this guy's crotch down.
Yeah, and he comes over, Merv the perv comes over and touches your dong and then sends you on your way. And then it's like a girl and it's like, hey, Betty, and come over here. We need a female toucher. And then, that's how it goes. So I don't think they're checking under the pants.
In Tyson's story, the guy only checked his crotch. He just
he only checks
he just side hand Tyson's crotch, didn't even check anywhere else.
Yeah, he only checks the area that gets flagged. Like, so when my necklace gets flagged, I lift this up and they just touch my chest and say, okay. Like they literally don't even like rub or check they just kind of touch there.
Yeah.
So why don't we should just put on jumpsuits and then the robots can check us.
Yeah, the gray jumpsuits. So you go through security. Have no problems.
Yes.
Now they can only scan you from the back though.
Yeah, they can't do any frontal checks.
Plus, the gray jumpsuits would eliminate crotch, swamp crotch, because everybody would be putting on some fresh linen.
Yes, but also the gray jumpsuit I feel like would reveal a lot of where the moisture is.
Which is good because then they don't need to do a hand check. They can just do a hand check. Like, that's swampy.
What the article is suggesting is that travelers should use moisture wicking underwear or powder, especially in hot weather or humid conditions.
Oh. That's a new thing. They're just like, before you travel,
powder your balls.
Yeah. Travel.gov recommends powdering your balls before.
Tyson, when you're in the foreign humid places, don't people put something on their crotchal regions to avoid? No. What is the thing they put? Some kind of powder, baby powder,
talcum powder.
Talcum powder. That's what it is.
Talcum
so
powder.
Just do a little dousing of talcum powder
or Gold Bond
to prepare yourself.
If you want to get some tingle.
Oh yeah, well, why not?
But I think talcum powder. Yeah, it's got some menthol or something in it.
Will that set off the alarms? A little bit of powder. Just use some cocaine.
But talcum powder, I think, has been a proven carcinogen.
Everything is carcinogen. I was reading yesterday about you actually get more microplastics when you drink with a glass bottle. And I'm like, that's it. I'm done.
How does that work?
Anything. Yeah, exactly. How does that work?
I don't know. Go read the article. But I'm just like, dude, you can't escape it. Maybe you can have a choice which disease you get, but by your preference of poison. But it's just like, I'm done. I'm just like, I'm not paying attention to any of this anymore. I'm eating bacon and drinking out of glass bottles. That's what I'm doing.
That's what I've been doing.
And splashing whatever powder I want.
But Danny, you sweat so much that you're sweating all those microplastics back out.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. My body's pushing it out. My pores are huge. They're just pumping out microplastics all the time.
Thick old pores, yeah.
But I've never been flagged for swamp crotch.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
What about boot juice, dude? I'm surprised that your sloppy socks have.
I now travel with Crocs, and I have to say that is very, very.
You're a Croc man.
So
yeah, it's embarrassing socially, but it's for my feet.
Nobody's wearing them now. I don't have a pair, and my kids. Marlo has a note on her door that says only people with Crocs are allowed in her bedroom.
Only people.
Well, I can appreciate that.
Now, this device, this isn't like the hand wand. This is the thing where you go in and put your hands over your head, like the thing that spins around you.
Yeah, the body scanner.
Other countries have stopped using it. France and Germany, they don't have this anymore due to frequent false alarms, but the U.S. continues to use them, even though Swamp Crotch is setting it off.
They shouldn't allow swamp crotchers to travel, maybe, because then you're getting swamp crotch on the seat.
No, a doctor's note.
A doctor's note. You need an emotional support animal if you have swamp crotch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that'd be a reptile of some kind, I think.
Yeah.
So they're just like, we don't want to have the uncomfortable, like France is like, it's too uncomfortable for us to talk about swamp crotch in public.
They don't have as much air conditioning in France also.
Yeah.
They might have prevalent swamp crotch.
Yeah. I don't know what to do there. I don't know if there's a solution. Just, humans will have swamp crotch sometimes.
Does it travel with like an abundance of like paper towels and then throw them out right before you?
Some dude's about to go through and he's like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let me throw out my paper towels.
With a paper towel.
Or maybe there's like those hand dryers, but they're all focused on crotches as you're going through the line. Going up into
crotch dryer.
Oh, that would actually be nice. Vents on the floor.
Yes. Going up your pant legs and shorts. Then more people would wear shorts though, Danny, to get that extra dryness.
I hate shorts.
I know.
You hate shorts
in
airplanes.
Oh.
It's just like no one should be traveling with shorts.
Yeah, I actually
pick your poison, Danny.
When I took the girl, when I dropped Bergen off at the airport, one of the girls on the team got yelled at for wearing shorts on the plane. They were like, go put your leggings on, your team leggings. We said team leggings. We don't travel in shorts. People shouldn't be on airplanes in shorts. It's like, that's right, coach.
I read that you can get ringworm from traveling on airplanes with shorts.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't be surprised. People are shitting in those seats and everything.
Swamp crotch at the X-ray, ringworms on the plane.
Yeah.
You're basically traveling in a lavatory. It's nonstop lavatory exposure.
Dangerous out there, Rob.
It is.
Yes. Okay. We got another TSA story. Let's go back to back because while Swamp Crotch is setting off the airport security detector. No, I'm not saying the right terms there. The TSA has also announced, though, that they are going to be ending the shoes off policy for airport security screening.
25 years later, baby. I actually was told to leave my shoes on recently.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes, like, if it's way backed up line, they're like, leave your shoes on. Let's get through here. We just got to, everybody leave their shoes on. We're speeding this up. But this one was not that. And they let everybody leave their shoes on. But it's funny because now they've yelled at people for 25 years to get their fucking shoes off.
Take your shoes off to go through the line.
And now they're going to yell for 25 years
for people to take your shoes off.
Yes.
Keep your shoes on in this line.
Yeah, I had something.
Until the generation that experiences it dies off.
Yes. It's crazy because I've been in those situations where they're like, everybody leave your shoes on. and you walk up and you're taking your shoes off and they're like, hey, leave your and I was like, you have to understand that you've been yelling at us for 15 years to take them off. So please stop with your bullshit.
Here's the backstory that Tyson said 25 years ago. In 2001, there was a man, Richard Reed was his name.
We remember him,
the infamous
bomber.
The Shoe Bomber. And because of that, millions and millions of people were inconvenienced for the next quarter century.
Yeah.
I mean, all you'd have to do if you wanted to be someone who caused years and years of inconvenience would be like a guy who uses prosthetic dong turns it into a bomb, and then now everybody has to get the dong check, which also serves as a swamp crotch check.
They have to check to see that you can urinate and ejaculate.
You don't even have to kill anyone. You just have to pretend like that was your purpose and do something that inconveniences us for decades.
Yeah.
Like the bum smuggler.
Is that the best way to be like to create a legacy, Danny?
Yeah. You'll be remembered forever.
Yeah.
By generations of people.
Like, why do we have to do this? Oh, yeah.
By the way, guys, I have to say that if you got TSA pre, you avoided both of these things. TSA pre never required you to take your shoes off or to go through a scanner.
Yeah.
So at least the last couple of years, I haven't had to deal with either swamp crotch alarms or shoes.
Me neither.
Although they do want you to take out electronics. And I'm just like, my kid the other day is like, why aren't you taking your electronics out? I said, because I don't want to, and like half the time they don't even bother me.
Yeah,
it's like whatever.
I'm slapping whatever.
Yeah.
In there.
Sometimes you're like, wait, why do you have a laptop and an iPad?
Yeah.
It's like, well, what am I going to watch?
Am I not allowed?
Yeah. Or I like when they used to have you remove the liquids from your toiletries, and people were like, "Don't you have any?" I was like, "Yeah, but I don't take them out anymore. They don't care." And they never did. They just were like, "Yep, that's it." Brandon in the chat, who was our a fill-in for you, Rob.
Yes, Brandon Donlin.
Yeah, he hopes I don't know if you heard about the cool jury, where crimes are committed, but they're pretty cool. So a cool jury would let people off. So depending on how cool the jury is and how cool the crime is, could be
add time or reduce time.
Yes.
So you get judged by a jury of your peers, but then later you get judged by a jury of your cool peers to determine whether or not there was a cool element to your crime.
Yeah. Yeah. Or a heroic or any type of, Jean Valjean or anything, or Robin Hood type crimes. So yeah, we'll keep trying to use the cool jury, Brandon.
Yeah. What jurisdiction does the cool jury have?
Over every and all.
Well, it's just the hopes that you get a cool jury. Like let's say you roll in and let's say your crime was that you had.
It's not like if you go to jail, then they're like, hey, this guy's cool.
Like you stole a horse and rode it through the mall while wearing a pair of sunglasses. It's like cool jury would take a look at your case and maybe reduce your sentence.
Yeah, and be like, that was pretty cool. Or like, let's say that you had, let's say that you'd gone to like a CD distribution center and taken all of the the brand new Benson Boone releases and hit them or something like that. And they're like, okay, that was pretty cool that you prolonged the Benson Boone release of his new song.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You hampered his release.
Yes. Something like that.
So reduce your sentencing.
The hope is, Rob, that if you do something that is looked at as pretty cool, then hopefully the 12 people selected to handle your jurisdiction are also cool.
All right. Well, tell me if this person were to face a cool jury of their peers, what the verdict would be.
Okay.
Because this is an incident that happened on July 3rd. Last week, there was an American Airlines flight from San Juan to Dallas, which had to get diverted back to San Juan. A passenger was snooping on another passenger's texting, and somebody texted RIP. And this person then snitched to say that there was a bomb on this plane, and this person was texting.
That was the only information they had.
That was the only message that they had.
Do you know how often I say RIP to people? Anytime there's anything that's a goodbye or like my plant died. Oh, RIP. Like
Black Sabbath.
Well, make sure you're not on a plane, Tyson, and nobody's reading over your shoulder, because they brought this information to the pilot, who declared a level 3 emergency, life-threatening situation, and returned the flight to the airport.
And they're like, shoes are back on. We're checking all the shoes.
That's it.
By the way, the cool jury sentences this Karen, who read the text, to extra time in the penal colony.
Yes.
In the Arctic Circle.
It turns out this person was sending a condolence for a family member's death when it was unrelated to any bomb threat on the plane.
If you feel like someone is reading your text, you need to write something in the text box that says something like, I just don't know what to do. I have this highly contagious rash that is just easily spread and goes straight to like the most moist areas. If you feel like someone's reading it, to cause the alarm necessary to wreak revenge. Just, you shouldn't read people's texts.
You shouldn't ever.
Yeah. This person had to cut short their vacation, come home from Puerto Rico, coming back to Dallas, and then this person is spying on them and then reports back that this person is put a bomb on the plane.
Yeah. It's like, that's a pretty weird conclusion to draw from
just
RIP.
one thing.
Yeah.
That person who reported that should be in big trouble.
No, they said that. Well, they said if you see something, say something.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but they didn't see anything. They didn't really.
There should have been, when this was reported, I hope they gave all the context. I was reading someone's text messages. The only word I saw was "rip." And that should be enough to be like, well, let's carry on with the flight.
Yeah. Let's check out the rest of their text messages.
Yeah, give us your phone.
Give us your phone. I think, that's not, cool jury. No, you're not getting the cool jury. You're out. You're banned from flying. You have to stay in San Juan. You don't get to go to Dallas.
And by the way, I think to make things fair, that this passenger who's had their text messages read should be able to read the text messages of the other person.
Oh, that would be fair. I like that.
Yeah, basically.
We're doing an eye for an eye now?
An eye for an eye. See what kind of juicy details are in those text messages.
Yes. Yeah. They said RIP as well.
Danny, I know that you dropped an album on everybody earlier this year. So this is a story that is about to make your head explode.
I've been paying attention to this story with veins in my neck and head at bursting point ever since it came up like a week or so ago. Yeah.
All right. Well, Tyson, let me introduce you to a new hot band that's taking the world by storm. Okay. I want you to meet the Velvet Sundown. Over 500,000 people are listening to them on Spotify.
By the way,
they're AI.
Before the story came out, it was 300,000. So they've only gone up 200,000. They've almost doubled in Spotify listens.
Yeah, they've dropped 2 albums this month, and they have 500,000 listeners on Spotify. They're a psych rock band, and they are AI.
Man, that sounds awesome.
When it very first came out, the very first article I saw was, is this band AI? Right? Like, it's very suspicious. No social media presence for any of the band members.
Yes.
Really nothing at all to indicate that they were human. So for about a week, people were asking, is this AI? Is this AI? And then they have a manager, I guess you could say, who at first denied the claims and then has basically admitted, oh, yeah, this is AI. And it's just like,
how do you pivot from this is not AI to this is AI?
Yeah, well, even I, looking at those promotional pictures, I thought either
you don't think this is AI?
That looks like AI.
Either this is AI or this is the blandest band ever. There was one where are you showing the picture where they're eating hamburgers? No, you're showing this one. That is AI. This is our thumbnail almost every single week in terms of quality.
Yeah.
But they're rocking it so hard that all these other bands that are struggling are probably just, their heads are exploding.
Dude, what was the band's name again?
Velvet Sundown.
What a rad name too. I don't dislike this. I wanted to build AI influencers like 4 years ago and was told, no, that's dumb. And now these AI influencers are making so much money. And also an AI band. Danny, I could do an AI band. Do you want to do an AI band together,
No,
guys?
I don't.
What if it makes a ton of money and we don't have to do hardly any work?
I think that, and I've been thinking about this all week since I first came across this story. There should be, remember how you used to buy produce and it'd be like organic? I think there needs to be some kind of like organic human generated stamp of approval that you can get.
Oh, so this rock band is organic. This rock band is not.
Yes, this one is not. I think that we need to start separating.
And do you think people will listen to only organic music?
I think there are those who would appreciate what a human can do. It becomes a little dicey because you can use loops that are generated by AI. Like at what point does it become more human?
Not organic.
Yeah, exactly. At what point is it human? And at what point is it? And it's the same thing when you get produce that's supposedly all organic. But I think that we need to start considering how we're going to designate things as human generated and machine generated, because the internet is about to be flooded, if it hasn't already, with total AI slop. This is just the tip of the iceberg. One band, there's probably thousands of bands that are crowding out the space for humans with their just trashy AI slop.
Well, I think that you need some real bands to start getting like AI fans. Anybody can have an AI band, but what if a band had like 1 million AI fans?
Yeah. That's not a real fan. That's even worse in my
That's worse?
Yeah.
Look at there. They are river rafting. They look real.
Yeah, Danny, you wouldn't go on a fake AI river.
Anyone who thought these people were real. Like if I'm like, this band's dope, dude. Let me see what they look like. I would be like, okay, those people aren't real.
Mm-hmm.
That's not real.
Yeah.
Is their music good, Danny? Have you listened?
I didn't. I couldn't bring myself to even give them one listen.
Mm.
Nor will I. The idea is just insulting to all.
But you'd listen to Locomotive Kamikaze coming soon with their first, second, third, and fourth album release next week.
That's the other thing, is that they're releasing 2 albums a month.
Yeah.
And when I read, or I talked about a story a couple of weeks ago about a guy who was using AI to generate music, they were just flooding these streaming services.
That's how you do it.
Pure trash.
Yes.
So that's why we need the certification that's like certified human, because then you can browse the human category and you can ignore all the slop. I don't know what you do. You give like a blood semen sample that you have to send into Spotify, but there must be some way that we can make this happen where the human people can actually get credit for creating human music.
Well, it's going to, I don't know, Danny. I think.
Same with like visual pictures,
art,
videos, art in general. We need to start separating the categories into human and AI generated.
Okay.
Do we though? Because like spending $8 million on a painting when you're like, oh, AI could just make something like that.
Sure. Those people, some people have that opinion, but there are those who will appreciate
the realness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Danny, I've never heard you fight so hard for organic.
Humanity, fighting for humanity.
Oh, for humanity. I was going to say for organic, because usually I'll go to like, if I go to a store with Danny and I'm like, oh, here, this is organic. He's like, I'm going to get a Slim Jim. You're like, okay.
Slim Jim, a hot dog.
Okay, so non-organic. He's like, I look for the non-organic label.
Mountain Dew.
That's fine. So it's just such a weird juxtaposition.
I know, right?
Fully non-organic on.
I ingest AI, basically food-wise, but I want to see creative things done with human minds only.
Yes, exactly. So everybody has their thing.
Yep.
In the pre-show, we were talking about how Danny and Tyson would like to be into space as for their final resting place. As my wife has entered the room, is clearly looking for something. What are you looking for, Nicole? Nicole needs an envelope. Okay. Do you want to make an appearance on News AF?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Over there. Yeah. Sometimes we'll walk in the room and then I have to host a podcast, and then also it's like charades of like she needs a thing that's in this room. How do I help her also in the middle of making a podcast?
It looks like he did both.
Yes.
Oh, there she is. She's still there.
Yes. All right.
All right, goodbye.
All right. Goodbye, Nicole.
Bye.
All right. Danny and Tyson wanted to have a final resting place in space, holding hands, floating in eternity. 160 people wanted a similar fate. They wanted their ashes put into space. The only issue was that the vehicle that was carrying them ended up crashing into the ocean.
Was this a Boeing?
Hold on, I'm trying to share the article here with you, and we can see. And here it is, the very sad story of
Whoa,
the
that's
capsule.
cool. End though. Look at that.
Wow.
Is that a real picture?
No,
I'm
it's
not sure.
AI.
That could be a stock photo.
I was going to
it's all
say
AI.
the odds of being in the right place in the right ocean to take this picture.
So is there just like dead corpses now?
No, just
floating in the
ashes.
capsule? Oh, it's all just ashes.
Which is boring. Tyson and I don't want ashes. We want a flesh tangle that's tossed up into orbit.
Yeah. That's
too bad. Although also kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't think they care.
No. They made it to orbit as much as Katy Perry did. They can claim they've sent their relative into space.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. They did fly, but then ultimately crashed back down to the Earth. This was called Mission Possible, and unfortunately, ironically,
they should have just called it Mission Maybe, and kind of like had everybody's expectations be low.
Yeah, it seemed like a big idea that they had the ashes of 166 people, including 2 Star Trek actors, Scotty and Uhura.
Whoa.
Another astronaut, and DNA samples of George Washington, Dwight Eisenhower, and John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
Could you imagine the aliens get a hold of this thing if it makes it into space?
And all of a sudden you have a mix mash of George Washington and Dwight Eisenhower.
Yeah. Coming back down. Who's going to tell George Washington no? That's an easy way to take over the Earth, is to like recreate George Washington, have him come back down.
I don't think so. I bet he's a dick.
George Washington?
With his wooden teeth?
Yeah. Well, I don't think he'd have wooden teeth. If he regenerated it from DNA, he'd be like, oh, I got my real teeth again.
Or if they don't know how humans look, so they kind of like mix everyone together.
Why hasn't Jurassic Park franchise made a movie about the old presidents
they bring them back?
They bring back the old presidents.
And they take over the country. They're like, what have you done? We left you guys a constitution. Yeah. You let the whole thing go to hell. We worked so hard for this. You ruined it.
And they're totally just jacked. Like they're skewering people with like flag poles 3 or 4 at a time.
Yeah.
And like Scarlett Johansson has to save, I don't know,
the world.
Her new movie, her new Jurassic Park has made a ton of money.
She has to fight Susan B. Anthony in the end.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is a good movie. But I think that it does start by shooting the capsule somewhere. It goes somewhere, and that somewhere recreates these ancient people. Scotty, George Washington.
So you think it'd be like all the old presidents and then Star Trek actors.
Yeah. It's
who actually are not astronauts, but they played them on television.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
They're like, I didn't see you at the signing of the Constitution. Yeah, I came 2 centuries later and I was an actor on TV. And they're like, what the fuck is that?
Damn it, James Madison. I'm an actor, not a politician. Yeah. The plan was this was going to go into orbit for 50 years. It was eventually going to crash back down into the Earth. That was the plan.
They're
just ahead of schedule.
Down?
Well, you can't keep it in perpetual orbit, I guess.
Well, then what? So then it comes down on somebody's house, and if the thing kills you, then you in turn then get to be shot up into space. Is that like
they'll put your ashes on the next one?
What's the selling point? Yeah, what's the selling point for humanity to have this thing?
I think it's small enough that it's going to burn up on re-entry.
Okay.
Even though that picture is indicating that it's going to cause a huge explosion when it hits, but I think if you get hit by the canister and it kills you, you sue the estate of George Washington.
Yeah. Okay.
You get Mount Vernon.
You get Mount Vernon.
Does George Washington's family still own Mount Vernon?
It doesn't matter.
We don't
That's
know.
what you get.
Yeah. Okay.
They have done this successfully 22 times. This just happened to be, this was a big one they screwed up.
Yeah, right. They're probably complaining right now in their big, giant executive office. Like, dude, we've done this all this successful times, but anything anyone will remember is the one time George Washington came crashing back down to Earth.
It's actually
PR
brilliant.
nightmare.
No, it's great PR because I haven't even heard of this company. We've talked about being blasted into space once we're dead, and we've never heard of this company. So
Yeah.
this is.
But again, this is just ashes. Maybe they're going to expand.
Yeah, shoot our flesh tangle into orbit, or even better, propel us into the sun, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is cool.
Me and my enemy finally meeting face to face once for all.
You in the sun?
My nemesis.
Yeah.
The sun. Yeah.
Wow. Who would win?
I'm pretty sure the sun would turn me to ash like millions of miles before I even got there.
Okay. Now, Danny a couple times has called for some sort of sample being both to get through security, show that you don't have a phallus bomb, being able, you need to provide a sperm sample, and then also said that Spotify should require a sperm sample to provide that you are an authentic person. But this is a
synthetic sperm.
Well, no, a man attempted to fix his chronic back pain. Tyson, I know you've suffered from back pain from time to time.
Yeah.
Do not attempt, just keep working with the robot masseuse. Do not attempt to fix chronic back pain by injecting yourself with your own sperm.
So this is from this one news source that I see a lot of weird news and I refuse to read because it's even below like the sun.
Do you think it is fake?
I don't know if it's fake.
Sounds
or not,
so dangerous.
This is from Unilad Tech.
Yes, and on my Google feed, I see articles from this place, and in terms of like reliability, it's beneath the sun.
Now you hate the sun.
I know the sun, but the news pusher, the sun, Unilad Tech. So I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying like read with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, eat a whole chunk of salt with this.
I'm not sure why he got this idea to inject.
TikTok doc.
TikTok doctor said inject semen into your own arm, and then you will fix your back.
I got to tell you guys, there's one thing that the medical industry complex is trying to keep from us all, and that is the power of sperm to fix so many chronic pains. So what you want to do here is get a puddle of it, and then you put it in the syringe, and you want to inject it directly into your spinal cord, or have someone you know do it. It will eradicate it, and this is the secret that they're trying to keep from us. Thousands of millions of dollars, billions of dollars are being made by hiding this from you.
Provo man. Fine.
Yes. That's right. Or man upsetting doctors with this one thing.
This led to a severe infection.
Yeah, I would assume at least an infection, if not imminent death. Or,
this is crazy. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't inject anything into you ever. I mean, maybe antibiotics, maybe some but not you yourself.
Not you yourself.
Just coming up with these
ideas.
Unless
you are a medical professional.
Yeah, here's a fluid. This might help with my
man.
This is just
sometimes the back pain is so bad you try anything.
Yeah, it's not going to get worse.
Well, yeah, it could get worse because now you have back pain and your arm is going black.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it could be worse.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Then I've got one other story before we go to Danny's bolt hole. This is
wait.
Yes.
If this is fake news, it's actually a positive fake news story that teaches everyone not to do that, because there's so many fake news stories where they're like, just eat French fries and you'll have higher T, and you're like, oh, is that a thing? And then everybody starts and it's fake the whole time. Like, this is actually, if it is a fake news story, it's actually for the greater good, which is a lot of religions are kind of built like this.
To find the silver lining, Tyson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So
I was just about to inject something into my arm, but now
you learned.
I learned. I'm like,
it's like the book's Chicken Soup for the Soul, where you're like, wow, that was a really good story. It's like, it's fake, but it made you feel nice, didn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Carry on.
Well, let me introduce you to a athlete, American hurdler, Chris Robinson. And last month, Now, I missed this story. I don't know if you talked about it.
No, we did not.
He experienced a wardrobe malfunction during the 400-meter hurdles.
Oh, the dong. I saw the dong flop.
Dong flop, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He was repeatedly adjusting his shorts while hitting hurdles, but he had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah, the monster would not
Escaped.
be caged. Yes. He tried to over and over, but it could not. Did he win?
He's a tape setup.
Yes, he won the race with a season best time of 48.05 seconds, just 0.1 seconds off of his personal best. But the moment went viral. And now he is the spokesperson, potentially, if he accepts, for a new modeling deal for the Magnum Pouch ball hammock briefs, featuring a 47% larger front pouch.
Yes, you need that 47%. I've often thought when I'm wearing my regular Magnums, I'm like,
yes,
these aren't
40% more would be
would be nice and comfortable then, because it's too tight. That's good for
Makes
him,
sense.
maybe. But also, does that company have a lot of money? I've never met anybody who wears that I know.
Yeah, it's called Shinesty.
Oh, yeah.
Shinesty?
Yeah, they make a lot of like printed onesies and elvesy stuff. Okay, I know that brand.
Oh, so you do know?
Yeah.
He not only needs extra pouch space, but he also needs it to be performance clothing because he's an athlete.
But if you're wearing the pouch, then it at least, even if your genitalia is still flopping around.
Well, yeah, and also you need the pouch to be to carry the member away from the hurdles. You don't want hurdle smacking going on.
Yeah, you don't want any hurdle smacking.
A hurdle smack, I'm assuming, probably hurts.
Yeah.
You would think they would get the underwear issue worked out before. Like, this isn't the first race, right?
Yeah, you would assume that
they would wear cups.
Shorts. Maybe it was the first time he wore that short, and was because it's like the team.
All the other shorts were dirty.
Uniform.
This is very visible. He has been running and doing all this stuff. He's down to his last
shorts.
Backup shorts.
Yeah.
They're always the worst. Backup biking shorts are always the worst. Running shorts is like your worst pair that barely works.
Yeah. Or was this on purpose to create some PR?
Do you cash in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember the pole vault guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but he took a pole vault right to the groin.
No,
that's
just
the one we're talking about.
Just the bar.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I have seen one where the guy I saw one where a guy took a pole directly. He went over, dropped the pole. The pole was still in play, and poked his pole to pole. And that's the one I was thinking.
Because that's a dangerous game he's playing. If you're trying to clear these hurdles.
Yeah, because but you don't get penalized for touching them, so he could graze them. No, you just get slowed down, I think.
Yeah.
He's also, his wind resistance goes up. When he's got that out there flopping around.
Yeah,
think about his speed.
Yeah, there's a lot of negatives, but also the positive and silver lining is that he now could be a model for a company that makes upwards of $20,000 a year.
Wow.
Oh, wow. He's going to be rich.
Yeah.
Danny, are you ready to take us all to your bolt hole?
I'm ready to tell you guys the secret of happiness. That's what I have.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens when we have the Danny Bryson bolt hole coming up.
If he says the Bible.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you be.
Oh, sorry. I'm rusty. That was supposed to be a fade out.
Yeah.
Fell asleep at the switch.
Yeah.
I was too aggressive at the switch.
He was aggressive.
Tyson, the Bible could make you happy that you didn't live back then.
Yeah, that is true.
Man.
Wow, it was tumultuous
Gratitude.
times. But also, why did one guy live to 900 years old?
Yeah, do you want to live to 9? Yeah, if I lived to 900 at the age of 35, physically, I'm stoked. But if I lived to 900 at the age of 900, I'm just like this prune of a human. So yeah, I think that's not a bad way to do
Time
it.
was measured differently back then for some reason.
Time
Oh,
flew.
speaking of time,
Yeah.
tomorrow, shortest day of our lifetime, by the way,
What?
because due to the Earth spinning faster than normal.
Wow.
When I first saw that headline, I'm like, holy crap, it's happening.
Mhm.
It's all coming to an end. 1.5 milliseconds faster. So stupid headline, stupid article.
Mhm.
If you're going to talk to me about the Earth's shortest day, I need it to be minutes shorter at the very least.
Yeah.
Don't give me this
Okay.
1.5 milliseconds.
2 hours.
Get that
It's
out of
only
my
2
face.
hours long tomorrow.
So, I mean, maybe if you love shorter days and the idea of it being a shorter day, then that might get you stoked. But
Yeah.
that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about joy and happiness and how
Oh,
to
please.
how to be a happier person.
Okay.
And scientists, I'm not even going to explain to you what kind of science or how they found this through science,
Yes.
but they have found how to be happy. And it's not complicated. That's the thing, is whenever you see a hack, it has to be not complicated. Like 5 minutes of super squats a day will give you the body you desire, or whatever, right?
Okay.
5 minutes of power walking. They always try to reduce it to the smallest amount necessary to catch
Yeah.
someone's attention.
Yeah.
So just this actually is 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes a day performing micro acts of joy
Mhm.
that foster positive emotions is enough to banish stress, boost health, and improve sleep quality. Psychologists have discovered. Now, what do you think a micro act of joy is, if you had to
Like
guess?
sex.
Okay, yeah.
Very micro act.
I mean, you've got 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, but what do you want to do with that time, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So what are some other things you can do after you've done that?
Um.
Probably a massage, a hard, hot robot massage.
Yeah.
would be
Yeah, I think a
nice.
micro act of joy is just like jumping up and down.
That's crazy.
Laughing.
I would never think that jumping up and down would be a micro act of joy. That's just like everything sloshing around inside my adult body.
No, but that gets the lymphatic system going.
They're saying listening to laughter.
Okay.
Admire.
Or laughing yourself.
Well, yeah, but at something funny, not just like
Admiring nature
random
and
laughter.
beauty.
Yes.
Okay.
5-minute walk.
Yep.
Doing something for someone else.
No.
These little things can help. Only 5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5-minute hack to make you happy.
Well, we just
I can see
did
all the headlines.
We've done almost an hour here.
An hour.
Happiness.
We've got ourselves covered until
the
next week. That's
Yep.
why we do this. Is
Yes.
because
That's why we do it for you.
micro acts of joy right now.
Yes.
Every story takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Each one is a micro act of joy that sets us up for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
But these people studied 18,000, so even better than a study now, whatever, or survey now people. So this has got a lot of data behind it. 5 minutes, guys. Acts of joy.
I still feel like that's not enough.
Man,
I think if you can get more acts of joy than just 5 minutes a day, then that's probably better.
you're falling prey to the ideas of big joy and trying to spend money and like do longer activities, Tyson. They say even watching awe-inspiring videos like the ones I make.
Yes.
So to spend 5 minutes watching my stuff.
That'll help.
Yes.
That will make you happy. So that makes me happy because now I've done something for you. So I've done a micro act. So I put that in the happiness joy bank. So I've got banked up, like seriously, millions of minutes of joy I can call upon when things are feeling low.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
You're welcome.
Now, are we still doing AI thumbnails?
Yes.
Does that get retired? Okay.
As long as we're telling people that we're doing AI thumbnails. We're not passing them off as fake.
We're not saying that, hey, these are real thumbnails.
These are inorganic.
That we have. That we hired an amazing artist.
Yeah. Yes. We have Salvador
His
Dali's
name is Bombadillo Crocodilo.
Yeah.
These are all certified non-human thumbnails.
Yes. And we are fine with that.
Yes. Okay. So what are we doing today? We gotta have the TSA.
Yeah. Swamp crotch.
I don't. Swamp crotch. Is that a concept that AI can grasp?
I'm not sure if that's swamp crotch, if GPT is going to like that.
Okay. So going through TSA with our shoes on.
Okay. Yeah. How about a moist person?
Yeah, a sweaty person
Yeah.
going through TSA with their shoes on while texting their friend RIP.
Yes. Okay. We need a sweaty person going through TSA as they text their friend RIP.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
While their robot masseuse is behind them massaging their back.
Yeah. Maybe a sweaty person in a gray jumpsuit.
Great jumpsuit thing. It's going to take me a while to get over.
While jumping a hurdle with their dong hanging.
I don't think they were going to clear that one.
It's not going to get that.
Okay. They are followed by a robot masseuse.
Yes. Yep. Who's massaging their back.
And is there anything else?
Well, let's go. Let's start there. We have a lot of dong related stories that we can't use. So let's
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know if they know who Velvet Sundown is.
It might cause a fire on the servers if AI has to talk about AI bands.
Yeah.
AI music
destroys all of AI.
It completes the circuit and creates this countdown sequence.
Okay. Well, Danny, what's coming up for you?
I'm creating human certified content constantly. It's a ton of work. That's why I think that we need to separate the humans from the AIs, because actually creating human content from start to finish is a pain, as we can all attest. Yeah. So I don't want to be lumped in with those AI easy slop generating garbage holes. I want my stuff to be certified pure human. And that's what I'll be working on. And I got some videos and stuff coming up on my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So. Plus, I've got my music, which is taking off.
Yes. Yes.
It's not. And it's not taking off. And that's Velvet Sundown's fault, because they're mopping up.
They're taking all
of my potential listeners.
All of the good beta listeners.
Yeah.
Could you
just be vacuumed up by AI bands?
Well, let me ask you this then, Danny. Could you potentially use AI just to market your band? Is that okay?
Is that like the gray jumpsuit area of AI using AI? Well, you know what I read? Sorry, guys, I'm taking up my extra time. But is it Morgan Wallen, the country singer?
Yes.
So I was reading about his strategy for becoming the #1 artist in America. And he's putting out albums with 35 songs.
Is that what you have to do?
And I read
chunky albums.
Velvet Sundown put out 2 albums in 1 month. So I'm guessing tens of songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing that's the new strategy. I only put out 10 songs. I should have put out 100 songs.
Yeah. Velvet Sundown walked off SNL also.
Yeah, they did.
They were like, get me back to AI.
Yeah, that'll help. But it just seems like generating tons and just pumping garbage. Everyone needs to become a garbage pump. It's the only way to be successful.
Hey, how do you think RHAP has made it where we have, Danny?
No, you've been making gold. You're an alchemist. You're turning out there, pulling things from the ether and turning it into gold.
90 podcasts a month, Danny.
That's right, but I'm not going to lump you in with Velvet Sundown.
And Big Brother's just getting started.
I saw a pretty funny Venn diagramming on Twitter with Morgan Wallen. I'm not a Morgan Wallen listener. I don't know any songs about
we had to go listen to his songs because all these articles came out how he was #1. I'm like, I don't even know what he sings.
But the Venn diagram is 3 circles. One is creating interesting music, one is creating good music, and one is creating something else. And then on an island by itself is Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
But he's made a ton of it.
Man.
And he's flooded the zone.
Maybe he is usually utilizing the AI strategy of just churning out enough garbage that...
Or the AI is utilizing the Morgan strategy.
Wallen strategy,
yeah.
Who's learning from who?
Yeah. It's hard to tell now. So anyway, I'll be out there pumping my own slop into the internet.
TKMGs and Mel Hooker say, why don't you do the thick as a brick strategy where it's 1 2-hour-long song?
Oh my gosh. I listened thick as a brick for the first 2.5 minutes because it's really good. Yeah. And then I skip. I've never listened to the whole thing.
All right, Tyson, what's coming up for you on your Utah trip?
Oh, we're going to the Grand Hyatt later today.
Whoa.
and staying there for a couple days, going to see my family more, and then drive all the way home to Arizona.
Yeah.
And if Danny wants to come up and sit by the pool one day, then he's more than welcome to.
Okay.
Yeah. All my kids are going off to camp.
They have camp too?
Me and my youngest will be chilling. We were going to actually, Tyson, go do some activities that you might be interested in doing. Maybe I'll text you after the show.
Okay. You should.
Okay. All right. You ready to see our photo for today?
You laughed.
I mean,
laughed.
these have
It's a good
gotten
sign.
very realistic in these last couple of months since we started doing, like, it was like very, like, the guys had 9 fingers and 100 teeth, and now the photos are getting pretty good. Let me see. You know what? I have this open on, I have an issue where I have multiple browsers open.
Let
me
too
see.
many browsers.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, here, let me see if I can do it this way. Okay. I have so many I have too many browsers open, and my image is in Chrome and I'm on Edge. I'm edging.
Okay. Wow, why are you on Edge?
Wow.
Because I thought that I had heard that works better with StreamYard.
And
Well, it doesn't work as well when you're trying to open tabs from Edge in Chrome.
okay.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Just thank you for the patience, everybody.
No.
And here we go. Here he
your
is.
adjustment phase.
You ready?
Yep.
Gosh, I'm so ready.
Yeah. Okay. We're all edging for this. Here we go.
Yep, I'm in.
Here's our sweaty
Look at how
guy
sweaty he is
at
with
the
the robot must
airport,
lose.
and
Yes.
he's getting a back massage from a
Yes.
robot as the TSA looks on, and he tweets.
So relatable. By the way, so
Why does he have 2
relatable.
phones?
Yeah, the 2 phones would make me sweat too. He's probably texting his
Some
wife.
guys just have 2 phones, you know? I love it.
Oh my gosh.
What a
he
cool
is,
guy.
He's the right amount of sweat. It's
Mhm.
not like over the top amount. It's like a
Some-
realistic amount.
Tyson, is this an accurate portrayal of the jumpsuit?
The jumpsuit is more like long john, so it's just a crew neck, but that's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
the robot would still be able to read
There
the
you go.
gray. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us for our News AF. The guys are back together, and we'll be back together next week once again. Thank you for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys. Hell Klarna.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.